Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this latest edition of RE398, where I take old stories I've narrated and update them to modern audio standards. This particular story is called New Rules and Guidelines from HR for Working with Humans, written by Darren Adala. Dear employees, now that human personnel have been incorporated into our offices, several minor changes have been made to incorporate our new sibling species. Employee Resources have released the following rules and guidelines for dealing with your new co-workers in the office environment. 1. All employees must wear pants when entering a human's cubicle, unless the human has already specified that their personal sensibilities do not require the wearing of pants. 2. Foodstuffs laid between bread is known as a sandwich. If you see them in the break room or fridge, they belong to the humans. Do not eat them. You will invite a war that you cannot win. 3. Humans are near universally addicted to energy-increasing drugs, the most common addictions being caffeine and sugar. Do not inform them of how terrible these things are for their health. They already know. They don't care. 4. When humans complain of not getting enough sleep because they were up too late partaking of some form of obscure human entertainment, do not inform them of how terrible this is for their health also. They already know. They don't care. No matter what you say, they will be complaining of the same thing again within the week. 5. The third floor northwestern corner has been outfitted with a traditional human shrine known as a water cooler. Human spirituality involves tithing personal information while partaking in the shrine's sacred waters. Do not be disturbed if you see this ritual. Humans are non-exclusive in their services, and non-human staff are welcome to drink from the water cooler, but are warned that if you do so, they will be expected to tithe. Therefore, if you drink this water, expect to linger about for a little while, answering invasive personal questions about the well-being of your family, what you did on the weekend, and your opinions on the outcome of the big game last night. 6. Humans need a little nap around 3 in the afternoon. Our human informants ensure us that this is absolutely vital to their health, and that if the office wishes to properly respect the rights of its human employees, it is proper to not disturb humans when they settle down and partake in this all-important nap, which can last from 15 minutes to whatever the length of your average staff meeting is. 7. Humans are a proud species and take their honor very seriously. A human whose honor is slighted will seek retribution in the form of a duel, a small-scale battle where right is determined by might. The nature of the battle is varied, and duels can take the form of verbal art called slam poetry, physical combat with soft, elongated flotation devices, or agility-based games using a ball on a low table, as well as many other forms. If a human snaps another with a removable hand covering and loudly insists on satisfaction, expect a meeting room to be commandeered for such an event before the end of the day. 8. You will not offend human duelists if you observe their duel. They seem to prefer it. 9. You will not offend human duelists if you bet on their duel. So long as you are not involved in the duel, there will usually be a third human hanging about to take your bets. 10. Anything a human from the sublocation Australia tells you about their home is a lie, unless it's about dangerous animals, in which case it's probably true, or a strange food, in which case it is definitely true. Humans from the sublocation Canada do not feel cold. Humans from the sublocation Russia do not feel fear. Try not to be startled by this. 12. At some point, a human will use deceit, possibly in the form of pretending to deliver important information or interesting news, to lure you into viewing a war song by the warrior Ashley, in which he will inform you that he will never stop hunting you, nor will he release you. Do not be too startled by this. Employee Resources have investigated the matter, and, although the meaning of this action is still unclear, we are at least 70% certain that it does not constitute a direct threat and can be safely ignored. 13. Do not inform humans that they all look alike, sound alike, or that the differences between their various ideologies and religions, cultural and political systems are so minuscule as to be negligible. They are still pretending that these differences are important and will not take kindly to your pointing out the obvious. 14. The pectoral swelling on approximately half the humans is not indicative of a serious parasitoid outbreak. These are not parasitoid-induced babae. Do not express concern or recommend a doctor. Do not run away screaming about the contamination or deadly bye-bye. The human will not take kindly to this behavior, and what she will do will be worse than any serious parasitoid infection. Number 15. Humans will anthropomorphize anything with even the smallest level of automation or complexity. They'll name their cars, gently coax their computers, and swear at the vending machines when they break. I saw a human walk into a pole and apologize to it once. This behavior is normal for the species and not a sign of an advanced mental illness. Number 15. If you have fur and large eyes, a human will try to pet you at some point. You can just tell them to knock it off or submit a complaint to ER. 16. The humans already know that their singing is bad. If you tell them, it'll only encourage them. 17. All the wheeled spinning chairs in the shared office spaces have been replaced in preparation for the arrival of the humans. You'll understand why later. You will thank us. End of story. Story number 2. Need Sleep, written by Pepoluan. From Platoon Leader Class High Grade, Juice Vernizzi, to Army Leader Class Medium Grade, Silex to Zuntara. Subject, Day 14 Report, Commonwealth of Seoul First Joint Training Event. Ma'am, we need sleep badly. Enlist High Grade Ericolax has collapsed and had to be admitted to the hospital. The others, including me, are barely holding. The humans are, for lack of better words, beasts. They are able to survive and function well even with barely even a quarter rotation of sleep, or about 6 hours. For our team, the deficit of 4 hours of sleep over time accumulates and greatly impacts our functioning. Heck, some representatives of humanity who told us that they came up with a super elite term called speculative, I hope I spelled that correctly, claim that one factor to determine whether a soldier can join their numbers is whether said soldier can operate non-stop for 72 hours without sleep. Now I now understand why the humans are very successful despite being pursuit predators, rather than ambush predators. They have honed their endurance so much that they practice persistence hunting techniques in their military doctrine. If you can't overwhelm them, the shock and awe doctrine outlasts them, the attrition doctrine. I'm so very sorry this report is so short, Army Leader Class, but I'm so exhausted. We are still better off than the Juvaks and the Patlamas, though, although not by much. I hate those Subzoxi, though. They have adapted a bit to the crazy human schedule and now are lording it over us. Sorry, I'm starting to rant. I better get some rest. See you tomorrow, Mom. Regards, Platoon Leader Class High Grade Juice Vernizzi. End of story. I'd greatly like to thank our Tier 5 channel members, Casper Arnholt, John Creighton, Manatharia, 050, Dragzoon WRE, and Elijah Silvercross. Thank you very much.